And we're live.
Hey, what's up, guys? MB Drift's podcast coming at you.
Welcome. MB Drift, first podcast. Gonna throw some thoughts and feelings and talk some drift.
Yep. For those of you that don't know, got the man on the mic, Marshall, over here.
Mic check, check.
Hey. And I'm Zach. We are the
Team MB Drift.
Team MB Drift. The guys that do all the stuff to make sure you guys be able to drive and have a fun time. We're gonna, I guess, just gonna talk about some things and see what this is all about.
Right. We got Christy with us here a little bit as well. So I'm sure she'll chime in a little bit.
Hey guys.
But yeah, I guess first and foremost, you know, with all this coronavirus going on, kind of seeing like some things from the track. What they kind of put out today, saw they were on the news and all that stuff. I don't know. You see any of it, Marshall? You see any of the news today?
Yeah. Look, it seemed like they were going to try to hold an event this weekend, a big event. That didn't seem like the best idea, and they got a lot of negative feedback on that.
Yeah, I saw that. That's about the same thing I saw on the news. For those of you that didn't see on the news, the Myrtle Beach Nationals, formerly NOPI, was supposed to be this weekend. And, you know, this morning Myrtle Beach Speedway made a post, said they were still going to have it. Everything was cool. And then later on came out with a statement that it was not going to go on as planned and it was going to get postponed. So I guess with that, after when they came out, we saw some posts online where Myrtle Beach Speedway had put up the posts. And they're pretty much talking about, I guess verbatim, you know, revisions have been made to the 2020 Myrtle Beach Speedway schedule of events due to the coronavirus outbreak. The safety, health, and wellness of our guests are always the number one priority. So the Spring Break Myrtle Beach Nationals, formerly known as NOPI, was supposed to be this weekend, but got rescheduled to May 8th, 9th, and 10th. So if you guys are interested in that, that would be the days that they're doing that. I don't know if Marshall wants to tell you a little bit about the next set, what they have.
With the Horry County Fair being rescheduled.
Yep.
And then potentially some races being rescheduled.
Yep. So with that, you know, it's kind of...
So yeah, they rescheduled 2 races on both sides of our April 18th event. Therefore, we're, you know, somewhat concerned that event's not going to be able to take place.
Yeah, so that may need to be rescheduled. I mean, obviously, if there's the week before and the week after, and we're in the middle week, I don't know if we'd be able to do anything
unless
there.
Things really change a lot more rapidly than expected, then it looks like potentially that may be rescheduled. And we may have to push our first competition to our next date on the schedule, which would be
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Drift to Fair.
And also on that post that Myrtle Beach Speedway had made, so May 2nd should still be good because it said the 5th Annual Horry County Fair, which was supposed to be April 24th to May 3rd, which we were going to have our event on the 2nd, so that would have been the last weekend of it. That's going to be rescheduled to March 1st to May 10th. So the way I look at it is we're going to have the first weekend of the fair. We're gonna have our first comp, so I think that would be pretty good.
It was originally scheduled that we were supposed to be the second weekend of the fair, and now our date hopefully is not changing there, and now we'll be on the first weekend of the fair.
Yeah, and I mean, not saying nothing about nothing, but I'd rather go to the first weekend because you know the second weekend, unless you're there for specific Myrtle Beach Nationals, traffic's probably going to be pretty wild because
we're going to be pretty.
You know, we've all
fair traffic and NOPI/Truck Week traffic.
They better go ahead and pave that off ramp from 501. You know, everybody drives through the dirt right there. You know, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Myrtle Beach area, basically NOPI Truck Week or NOPI Nationals is a huge gathering of trucks, and I think they have like 5,000 or 6,000 people basically they run out of room inside the track. It's
a
one
lot
of
of
the biggest
people.
events.
Infield,
That they
track,
have.
every available space inside the fence lines.
You know, we're in the South, man. Everybody's got a truck, so anybody's going to be there. And
A lot of them with broken rear suspensions too.
that are invisible trailers. I'm not. I still haven't yet to figure it out. Something. So
Carrying an invisible load of bricks, huh?
yeah, man. So that with that, got that going. So hopefully, May 2nd we'll still have that, and it should be a good time. There's nothing better than we've done the drifting during the fair for the last 4 years, because this will be the 5th one. So
Yeah.
well, maybe not the first. When did we do the first one? I don't know if we did the first one or not. I don't think so.
I took some great pictures.
I think
from
we've definitely
Drift
done it
Fair.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about.
I think
longer than
2 or 3. It's been quite a long time for some of us.
that. Yeah.
I
I remember seeing some of Benson Granger's videos with the roller coaster going on in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it
The
was.
And
Ferris wheel or
that's one of my
whatever.
favorite
Yeah.
pictures that
Gorgeous.
I guess that I've seen in MB drift history was when Joey Whitaker was drifting the oval, and then that big circle roller. It was like, I guess
The Ring of Fire. I think it's called.
the Ring of Fire, where it's just like a circular roller coaster that just spins you around until
Yeah.
all your fair food comes out. But yeah, with that being in the background, and then just the smoke and the way the sunlight was, that was an awesome picture.
Yeah.
It's almost one of those things. It's almost poster worthy
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
I give credit to the person that took that, but I can't really remember.
And I remember that
Exactly.
first year, that dude, the stunt driver drove that Cadillac
Oh,
up
yeah.
a ramp and crashed it into.
Yeah, that
like,
was at the night.
Flew it like 50 feet and crashed it into a pile of other wrecked cars. That was insane.
I'm trying to think if that was. Trying to think which was that the same dude that did the Wheels of Destruction?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That dude was wild, man. He didn't really care about nothing. He was just
Yeah,
there to
they-
put on the show, man. Yeah. He was cool.
Start with
think
a
it's
junk car that's barely running, and then they like build a cage around the driver.
Yeah, I saw that. It was just like a cage around the seat, pretty
Yeah.
much. It was just like
so
an
he
encapsulation.
was protected, and they didn't care really about anything else.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think at one time Wheels of Destruction, man, I saw him jump and he like shot over and
Yeah.
got knocked out and came out and was like, woo! he's a cool cat, man.
Yeah.
That was
Crazy guys. And
definitely a
then
good
the
time.
other old guy that would do the two-wheel driving.
Oh yeah, driving around the track. Yeah, going around the track. That's
The
always cool.
whole track on two wheels.
And he was in, what was he in, a little Colorado or something, little truck,
Yeah,
little S10 or
one
something.
time was a Blazer, one time was an S10, I think.
I always wondered on that. Like, do they do aftermarket studs in the hubs for that, or is it just? I would think your hub would break right off, or your lug nuts or something. Fold the rim in half. If I was to do that, I'd have like some ARP lug studs, maybe like I don't know, a little bit, probably like a 10.5 inch wide wheel, just to know I got some strength there, man. It's like- See, they do all that. That's crazy.
So yeah, we'll have drifting at the fair. It's looking likely that could potentially be our first competition if April 18th doesn't go through, which is looking at least 50-50 at this point, if not more,
Yep.
of being canceled.
And I remember
And at least it's it's an epidemic that's causing us to be recanceled or rescheduled this
Yeah.
time instead of, just a spa show or something kicking us out.
Just a
Yeah,
speedway.
definitely. It kind of gives it validation whenever you're like
It's
it's a natural
you can
pandemic.
understand it a little bit more.
Yeah. And so with that being with the fair, man, that's like I said before, you know who you're going up in comp. So say you're like, oh, all right, see the qualifying order. All right, I see the tree. I'm going against Marshall in the first round. I'm trying to knock him out. Be like, hey, man, you want some fair French fries? I'm gonna go buy you some fries. Get your hands all greased up, so that way you got them slippery hands. Can't wheel the wheel if your hands are slippery, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind
Marsh is gonna have some new gloves though
Oh.
from Bridge Moto.
Oh man, I'll have to dump some grease on them. No, yeah, I saw those gloves. They are actually. You showed them to me earlier. I think they're pretty dope.
Yeah.
I really like those.
That's something
Several
cool
different
for
colors.
USDRIFT.
Oh yeah, man.
All their stuff's really nice, but yeah, those new gloves are high visibility and they're really bold colors. They're really nice.
Yeah, they definitely let you it's more like personalization. You can definitely personalize your attire with all those different colors, and the style of them is great.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's nice the way that they do the stitching on the outside. So, I haven't put a pair on, but I can't wait to, because it looks like they're just like super duper comfortable with the stitching on the outside and all that. So I'm sure the fit's going to be amazing.
Oh, nice.
And are they doing something for USDRIFT?
Yes. Bridge Moto is giving all of our participants 10% off. So we've got a promo code for you.
That's what's up. So if you guys need any safety equipment, in this time of need, I think, kind of like, I know some of us are still working, some of us are not still working, but, the way I look at it, if you get a little stimulus check or something like that, or if you haven't got your tax returns yet, hey, go over and check them out, 10% off. Why not, right?
Yeah, they've got really nice stuff, and hey, everybody likes to save a little bit of money.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're working with USDRIFT this season.
Yeah,
That's
right.
great.
So I think, with that, Marshall had got it worked out to where, during each event, for the winners, you're going to have gift cards.
That's right.
So you can do some gift cards and then have...
Yeah, it's pretty well confirmed at this point that we're going to have a $100 Bridge Moto gift certificate for first place. Then we're doing $50 for Bridge Moto for second place, and then $25 for third place.
Yep.
So that's going to be in addition to the cash that we're already paying.
Yeah. So if you're a consistent driver, crap, man, you can rack those up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to pull top 3 every time, man, you rack that up, you can get some pretty
Starts
good.
adding up quick.
Yeah. Then again, that's what Marshall and I's goal was. Marshall came up with wanting to focus on the safety equipment side of things this year. So that's a good thing to get you worked in the Pro-Am and get you to the next tier of competition and the next step in your drifting, I guess your drifting career. So that way you can get all your safety equipment going and make sure that you're as safe as possible.
Yeah, and not everybody, is going to go that route or wants to go
most
that
definitely.
route, but still extra safety measures in motorsports, even if we're all staying at the grassroots level, is still a good thing.
Yep. Because that's like
you want to be able to walk away and be there for your families and not have downtime and things like that from getting hurt and whatnot. So
exactly, everybody's got to provide, be safe. So I agree with that.
So in addition to Bridge Moto, we've got some other partner sponsors on board this year.
Yep. Thursday we're going to go see C-Ray to see how the powder coating biz is.
Right.
Maybe he can teach us a little bit of things or something.
He's got some of our wheels
you guys
already.
should make a video with him.
I already thought about that.
Yes.
I forgot to bring it up, but I was thinking about maybe like going live while we're down there. Hey, shout out, we're down here, blah 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 blah, and just kind of give a shout out to him, because I know just seeing when you shared that post the other day, there was a lot of people that were sharing the post that you shared. A lot of people were praising him, and stuff like that. Definitely a hard worker, definitely a cool cat. Been in the car game for a long time.
His work is great.
I've personally known Corey a really long time too.
Same.
He was friends with my sister back in like 2002 or something like that.
Was
So that's
really?
probably how long I've known him.
That's about when I knew him since back in the days, because I had the Protege and he had an MX-6, and I was like, oh, all right, we're Mazda buddies, and I would always like just kind of hang out, always see each other. That was a long. That's when the Boulevard and the Myrtle Beach car scene was pretty good.
Yeah, the Boulevard
it's getting there
used
now.
to be awesome. That was coming back?
Well, the car scene.
Oh, yeah.
Car scene's good. We got a local dude, Shane Parra. He's always putting together car meets. So if you guys ever come down to Myrtle Beach or whatnot,
The streets.
Yep, the streets. And then we got another page, Myrtle Beach Car Enthusiasts. There's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, the local car meets, it's pretty good. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. Just kind of depends what I got going on. I do get stuck in the yard a lot. Just, how it is. You're wrenching on the car, and then you're like, oh, dang, it's like 8:30, 8 o'clock. Oh, man, dude, what the heck? time flies. So yeah, I'm sure be out in the garage and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go out here for like an hour, and then it's like 4 hours later, and you're like, whoa, man, I gotta go to bed.
Sneaks up on you quick.
Yep, but that's all a part of the lifestyle, just wrenching, working, and having fun, man. Just when you get out there in the car, there's nothing better to it than driving, having fun.
Yeah, and it gets you in the driver's seat.
Oh yeah.
So.
Speaking of being in the driver's seat, there's a lot of stuff with like, FD has canceled their events. I saw a rumor that somebody was joking around about, oh, maybe English Town will be their first, their opener, talking about not even being able to do.
What's that date?
Not well, they were saying
that's
that might
not
not
like June.
Oh,
Wall,
yeah.
Jersey.
Well, you got to think that if everything goes into it, Atlanta is May, Mother's Day weekend,
May 12th.
May 9th through 12th,
Yeah,
9th through
like
12th.
It's it's the weekend right before Hyperfest.
Yeah, it's the weekend before Hyperfest. So, depending on what goes on, hopefully they have Road Atlanta, but man, you got to think that's a lot of people at Road Atlanta. If you have never been to a Formula Drift event at Road Atlanta,
it's the best.
Please go.
Yeah.
It is insane. There are so many people, so many cool drivers to talk to, so many cool, like, I don't even know, just like manufacturing representatives. And
that's what captured my heart with drifting. Like, when I went to Road Atlanta for the first time, Marshall and I had just gotten together, and Ross Petty was there in his Rasta race car, and I was like, okay, I'm hooked.
Yep. Old Ross Petty, man.
Ross Petty.
Was that when he was still driving the S13, or did he have the S15 then?
15.
Yeah, the 15.
15?
Yeah.
Heard that.
Yeah.
With the LS7 in it.
Nice.
Oh, it was such a badass car, man.
I'm sure of that, yeah, because everybody's cool. Like, you go through the pits, even though they are so, they have so much going on with the competition and stuff. Like, I guess like grid life is a different story because everybody's there having fun, so you get to have more interaction. But even during the busy times, everybody is so cool and give you
pro drivers are all friendly.
Yeah,
they'll talk to you about
their car. Take that second or two to say what's up, or if talk about their car if they have time and whatnot. Even let you take pictures with their car. Come in.
The first time I went, it was 2011. It was May 2011, and we had just gotten together, and we were working the event for Streetwise Drift. And so Marshall and I are working the corner at Road Atlanta.
Like, what, the on the racetrack?
First turn.
Oh, okay.
Not the actual.
We worked the first turn. It was crazy, but it was so much fun. And that was like I had gone to MB Drift events, but I hadn't been.
That was like your introduction.
That
to
was
like
really my introduction to pro drifting, and I was like, I'm hooked.
Now, like with that, would you say that there is now being, I guess, like being an outsider to drifting before going there and just coming to like MB Drift? Does it seem the same to you as far as like the I mean, obviously the venue and the crowd and the cars are, a lot on a higher level, but would you think that like the atmosphere is kind of the same? Everybody's just there to have fun and like.
Oh, definitely.
Times, or?
In a sense, yes. Everybody's there for good times. We just do it like on a much smaller level where we are. I don't know that this is working. Is this working?
I can still hear you pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
It's just because I talk so
I
loud.
just wanted to pick your brain and see like if I guess if drifting from grassroots to professional levels still carries the same
weight.
same vibe,
typical
and like,
attitude.
Yeah, typical attitudes and stuff like that.
Definitely the same typical attitude. Once you get into the bigger crowds, like it's just a little more chaotic.
Yeah, obviously.
But what I love about ME Drift is that you're able to bring people together on a smaller scale. And you're able to grow drivers, you're able to reach out to people more individually than you can on like the FDE scale.
Yeah, most definitely. I could see that being that too. And like, at Road Atlanta, you're in the action, but yeah, at our events, at MB Drift events, you are really, really in the action.
Like you can't ride
just across the wall.
You can't ride in a drift car at Road Atlanta. you know,
No, you
but
can't.
you can at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, right.
So in some ways, we're more immersive, you know, for the fans and things to get into the
Yeah, you're
More
you're absolutely
interactive.
right, you know.
Being a smaller venue and smaller scale, we can cater to people's, you know.
Yeah, and I'll say like even just in my experience alone, where you know I've had like when I first started driving and people rode with me in the car, and then like 5 years later they ride in the car and they're like, you know, oh man, you know, you've really came a long way, you know, and that's kind of like what it is too, is you get to see all these new drivers come out and you get to see them from their first time ever, where they're spinning, having a lot of hiccups, learning how to control the car, because that's really what it is. Whenever you first start, you know, everybody's like, oh well, I don't want to go out there because I feel like I'm gonna suck and people are gonna
I don't want
think I
people to
suck.
watch me. And
And it's like, you know, you have to understand, just like anything you do, practice makes perfect.
It's
you
a
know? So-
progression.
everybody's been there too.
yeah, and trust
So
me, you
they-
get respect for being on the track. Like everybody, the people that say that you're horrible and you suck are the people that will never be on the track. They're like, oh, I street drift. Well, it's a whole lot different ball game when you're on a track or
And you
like
shouldn't street
having
drift.
no, you shouldn't street drift. It's against the law. That's why we keep it on the track.
It's dangerous for yourself and others, and that's why.
Yeah, I switched to. I came from the street racing world to drifting because I got to a certain age and got in enough trouble to where I realized, hey,
Not good.
I mean, I street raced because it was like, hey, I like beating the crap out of my car. I like building this thing to see what it'll do. That's the whole. To me, that's the whole purpose of building anything with a motor is, unless you're just well, even if. Let's see what it'll do. Will it get me to work and back? You know, it's like, but you know, just building cars or building any kind of machinery or anything that you're going to beat up and just having fun with it.
But all that can be done on track too.
Yeah, and that's where I went to. That's why I
In
really
a safer
enjoyed
environment.
the track, was because it's like, hey man, I can come out here and I can beat the crap out of my car and never get in trouble. I can be. To me, it's just like a controlled, reckless driving. So it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to it. You know, that's kind of where it kind of we have a real personable level because people will see
Yeah.
those
You
drivers
can be
come
so
from,
close to the action. You can
Yeah.
get in the driver's seat and see those drivers progress.
Yeah, and you meet them one on one. You go over there and talk to them. Hey, you know, doing pretty good, man. I see you're new. Keep up the good work. And then, like for example, I'll say Stacy Babb came out, was driving. Look at him, second year.
Yeah.
Heck, the end of his first year was killing it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just kind of one of those things. You see the progression. It's almost like being a teacher in a way, where you see your students go and
Yeah, that's
go
right.
through class, and then you say, "Oh, you're all grown up now." So
Get to be proud.
yeah, there was a lot of rambling.
Help
man,
being
I'm sorry.
involved.
It's a lot of rambling.
That's okay.
Cut that.
No, it's okay. You don't have to cut it.
All right, so we also want to inform you guys, you know, that we're working with Monkey Lab Designs.
Hey, that's our boy Dusty, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yay!
Hey.
Long time, Drifter. Myrtle Beach regular over the years.
I know I gotta have some.
Cheers.
No, I gotta. Sorry, that was pretty loud. Me opening my Sprite, but all this talking got me thirsty. You know?
Pepsi Light.
I mean, it is a blue can. That's right. We're on a podcast because you can't see it. You don't know.
Anyways, Dusty.
But yeah,
So
back
Dusty-
with Dusty. Yes.
He has got he's very creative. He's got great designs. He's helping us out designing our, all of our digital media.
Yep. Digital media.
He's made designed our door placards and our windshield banners, which we now have an order in place that I'm supposed to pick up the first batch of
What'd you say? Thursday.
samples Thursday. Yes, it is.
Nice.
So I can't wait to get these things
So
in my
we'll be
hands and take
selling
some
those.
pictures.
Yep. So stay tuned to see a preview of the pictures or whatnot, and see what
What the final cost is going to be.
what the final
And
cost is gonna
you
be,
know,
the
if there's
prepaid
enough,
links.
if there's enough interest, we'll place another order. But we just have to know that.
Well, we're also going to put up prepay links to buy these things. If you know that you want them shipped, we'll probably have to charge a couple of bucks extra to ship these things out to you. But otherwise, we'll just have them at the event. And so we're going to have prepay links where you can actually have yours customized with your name and number on it. Right now, I've got some coming that are blank, and we can add, some name and number stuff with the vinyl later. But if you prepay in advance, you'll get it pre-printed on there.
Yep.
Right.
All you gotta do is peel it and stick it.
That's
Yeah.
a lot easier.
So one less step or two to kind of get it exactly how you want it.
Most definitely. And I think that's gonna be pretty cool because I know a lot of people take pride. See, I like it too when the people daily drift, I guess, or
Yeah.
daily drive their drift car.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes? Yeah. But it's like, because that too, man, people ride around town, they're like, oh man, look at this little race car on the street, and you're like, yeah.
Just kind of like the Ford Ranger that drifted last
Yeah, who was that?
and he
Joe
just had
Manson.
some basic decals on there, but it really, with that and the wheels, it really made it feel like a race truck, not just...
Yeah, not just the truck that, hey, I just washed and waxed it, now I'm out here. It's like, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
That thing, I was really a fan of that thing.
A lot of people have positive comments.
And I do have to give kudos. I mean, I know he said he'd never been to a drift event before, and it makes me wonder, how'd you get decent? Man? Must have been that the internet gaming.
Yeah, that's me.
It's pretty cool. You probably could build a truck on Forza or something. Build a truck just like you got that, or a Assetto Corsa. Which, speaking of that, another one of our buddies from Doctor Garage, Devin Crees, went over and Marshall and I got on the Assetto Corsa and tried to whip it around. And, man, it's a whole.
How'd that go?
You can't. It's weird not being able to actually feel the physical.
G-forces,
the physical. I guess the physical.
The physics
feelings,
of,
the physics of being
gravity
in
and centrifugal
Thank
force.
you for the words, Marshall. But yeah, it was quite different. I think
I was terrible.
gave it a shot. Terrible.
Zach did a little better than I did, but
Really?
I was.
I'm just...
Well, that's because I don't have experience, but I played on a steering, like a wheel and stuff on Forza.
Marshall wants to get one.
On Forza before, and it was alright.
We don't have time for that.
Well, you just get, if you don't want to get the whole computer simulation set up and all that, you just get an Xbox with Forza, or get a PlayStation.
Well, we
You can
have
even
an
that.
Xbox
We have
360
that.
with Forza 4 on it.
Yeah, so you could use that, or even use
We've got a Xbox One.
older PlayStation.
But we don't have the game for that.
Well, we could buy it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So that's what I thought about, was getting a PlayStation. What would it be? A PlayStation 3? Because one thing I used to play drifting on a lot was Gran Turismo 5. But I played it with a controller.
Yeah.
But you can still get the simulator set up. And I feel like, I don't know, I never really was an Xbox person, so I always played Gran Turismo, but then I played Forza and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Gran Turismo is true spec racing, whereas Forza is more customizable.
Yeah.
You can do engine
It's a little
swaps.
more fun,
It's a little more realistic versus full simulation Gran Turismo. You can't do engine swaps or nothing or anything like that. It's just building. They're both great games.
Yeah.
I'm still a Gran Turismo person, but Forza kind of rubbed a little love on my heart. Can't lie about that.
I thought it was the cutest when you and Alex put on your racing suits and played Forza.
That was a long time ago.
7-8 years ago.
Hey, you gotta get it. You gotta
I
get it.
have a picture of it. Alex had a little Cars race suit, and Marshall had his real race suit. And they're sitting on the couch playing Forza together. It was the cutest thing ever.
See that? That's pretty rad. So when's he gonna get it? When's he gonna get a car? No, it's
Oh, Zach, we can't even go there.
you don't want to get him in the habit. I heard.
Well, actually-
I heard rumor, hold up. I heard rumor that you were getting something, or you were doing something.
Oh, I am?
Drift wise, maybe drifting. in the near future,
It's a
potentially?
possibility.
You looking into that little itch?
It's a possibility that there may be a car for me to go out and play with for a while.
Because you were worried about driving my car and messing it
Well,
up.
yeah,
potentially.
I
you know,
mean,
even though I said I'll teach you to do it in
your
a mild
car
way to
is
start with.
way too modified, and there's too much blood, sweat, and tears into your car that I would hate to do anything.
Yeah,
to.
you just wanna find something reasonable and have something that you don't really have to worry about.
But I feel like it's a possibility that I may get out in a car and.
So yeah, we've talked about this for a while.
We have.
And originally, it was the plan was to have the drift wives, the wives
Yeah, I
of all
remember.
the drifters,
Yes.
to come out and
have a competition.
Yeah.
And I'd kill it. I mean, I would kill all of them. I'm
Probably-
just saying, I'm competitive
You're
enough.
probably the only one out of all the girls that
That know how to drive
a bike.
stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I am. I would get them from the get-go. However, that hasn't panned out. Maybe it still will. We don't know.
Yeah, I just knew that it was in the works, so I was like, oh, let me call you up.
I
see
mean,
what's up.
there may be a little something out there, and
Yeah, like I say, you just gotta find something. Maybe hopefully you find a good deal somewhere, and then you can get something cheap, and you don't have to worry about messing up Marshall's car or nothing like that. Because
well, yeah. I mean, I don't care about the cosmetics on his car. I care about everything in the car.
I got you.
It would like destroy me if I ever messed his car up, because I know how much time and effort and love he puts into his race car. Like, it's amazing. He does so much for that car. He has built that car ground up. Like, nobody else works on that car but him. He has put so much into that car, and I want him to. But heaven forbid if I ever drove it.
Yeah, I could see that. Just having that.
It's so modified.
Like, shedding a tear, like, oh no.
It's so modified that I don't even want to try to drive that car.
Probably, if you did drive it, it would probably make you, either nervous or petrified of any potential thing that it would prohibit your driving.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost like you're already.
Give me a beater car and it's a different story. I mean,
Ding, ding, ding.
but not. I don't want a beater car either. I'm picky.
How about one that's a little rough around the edges, but it's got decent power?
I'm a little rough around the edges, so.
Right, there we go.
So we'll have to find something like that. But
I feel like that's a lot of drift cars. They're rough around the edges, but
yeah,
they got heart.
They have soul.
Yeah.
And that's where I come in. So yeah, Drift Wives may be doing
coming to
something
a drift event near you.
in the future.
So, for those of you other people that have some wives out there, may wanna start keeping that in mind. Maybe have a challenge one day.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I feel
I know you're competitive, Christy.
I am so competitive. I love sports. I'm so competitive.
You hear that, Joe G? We're coming for you.
Oh.
And Gina, you ain't got nothing.
No.
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be Joe and Nate and me.
And Jolene and Dan.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
All the Drift Wives.
See, that's something I'd like. That's something I'd like to see. That
It would be good show, man.
It would be just having like week in, week out, learning, and then it's like you could definitely do that like a TV show. What are you talking about?
I know it's good show, but
I wonder if you could do like the Drift Wives thing, and then maybe see if one of the local videographers, like maybe Benson, be like, hey, do you want to put a TV pilot together and send it off to possibly, just being like, how people take.
You're talking my language.
Yeah,
That's been her idea since the beginning.
I feel like I should have a fucking show. Like, I'm a shit show.
Nice for good TV.
yeah.
I am a shit show. Like, our lives are so fucking chaotic and crazy.
Another thing we're gonna do, hopefully with all these cancellations and stuff, Hyperfest will still go on. I know that was
Right.
gonna be Actually, I told my dad
Big
about
part
it.
of our plans this year was to, one of our major events we wanted to go to was Hyperfest.
Yeah, I told my
We've
dad about it. He's coming up. He's
We've
like,
invested
Invested
driver
money.
tickets, camping sites,
Campsites.
general admission.
Yes.
All that stuff.
We've done a lot.
So we've committed to going. We're just hoping it doesn't get canceled like a lot of these other
Yeah,
events.
hopefully it's far enough out because, with that being said, we're going to have a booth there. So we're going to be
That's right.
promoting MB Drift. We're going to have the booth. We're going to be selling merchandise,
Yes.
stickers, all of that great jazz. And, you get to talk to Marshall and I, kind of feel us out. As,
Right.
as
We
persons.
already
You
have
get
the vendor booth taken care of as well, too. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we get that, and then, you guys can talk to us and kind of pick our brains. We might have some, I was thinking about getting like a little TV screen with a, with, like we talked about before, with some videos and stuff, so we can play videos in the background at the booth and stuff
We
like
can do
People
that.
can see what our events
See what
are
our
about.
events are about, exactly, because that's the whole thing of what we want to do is we just want to try to show people, hey, this is what's cool. And a lot of people, let's be honest, a lot of people come to Myrtle Beach for vacation. Or somebody
Absolutely.
I know it's somebody is like, oh, my grandma lives down there, my aunt lives down there. We go vacationing there every year, or we go vacationing 20 minutes away every year, or something like that. A lot of people go to like different little beaches
Yeah.
in southern North
Holden
Carolina.
Beach and
Exactly, yeah.
places
Holden
like
Beach,
that.
Ocean Isle Beach, stuff like that, or people go to Cherry Grove or whatnot, Surfside. So there's a lot of stuff going on that we're, it's like this. Hey, you want to come on vacation? Why don't you just hook your car and trailer up, go ahead and drag it down, and then guess what? You get to have a week in the sun at the beautiful beach. You get to do all the things we have to offer in Myrtle Beach. And guess what? You get to go race your car too. So there's I feel like that's pretty rad.
Yeah. If you can race your car one day and then go to the beach and enjoy family time.
You can even race your car and go to the beach right after you get done with the event.
It's been done.
Oh yeah, several times.
Sure.
Go hit the hot tub and whatnot.
But yeah, so we're at Hyperfest. We're hoping to promote our business, and we, gonna have a booth set up and everything.
We'll be
Zach and I are
selling
really-
merchandise.
Zach and I are really hoping to get to drive our cars and not organize an event for once. So we're really looking forward to it. So that's why we're kind of hoping it doesn't get postponed.
Yeah, because
We've
drive time goes down when you're hosting events.
I will say VIR is my second most favorite track.
It's very beautiful.
Yes. Okay, so Road Atlanta is my favorite track. VIR is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, I feel like VIR has like
such
a
a
real
good track.
country setting to it, kind of feel.
It honestly
it's like being on a ski
is.
resort in Italy or something.
Like, so in 2011, Marshall and I went there, and he ran the track for an event, streetwise event, and that was my first experience with that track, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. The whole setup is great, and we haven't been back since 2011. So
were you guys there for a Pro-Am event?
Might have been.
For VIR?
Yeah, Joe was
yeah,
there too.
Yeah,
I was there. I was pitting for Joe. Yeah, I remember that. Shaky and I were pitting for
I was
him.
running really good that day, but I messed up in qualifying.
Wait, didn't your freaking thing blow up?
Not
You
there,
didn't
no,
have the
that was at
pins?
Atlanta.
Marshall's infamous with his hatch popping while he's in mid-drift.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
no
God.
Well, no, she's talking about Road Atlanta when I was running Pro-Am.
Oh.
Yes.
I had
No,
a
that's
bunch
when
of
your wheels
problems.
were rubbing. When your
Yeah.
wheels rubbing on
Yeah.
the fenders and you weren't like, yeah.
Well, I had other problems though. I had electrical problems, and I had a relay that went out, and that's when Showzone was there, and he finally had a second to help me and got it figured out. That my replay, he bypassed the relay and got my car running,
Right
and
on.
so I was in a rush just to get my practice time or my qualifying or
You didn't
whatever,
put the pins
and I didn't
in.
put my hood pins in.
Oh no.
And I had my battery cutoff switch in my hood.
I could already
And
know
so
what happened.
whenever the hood flew open, the battery cutoff had a point on it, and it just penetrated right through my windshield
Oh man.
as the hood
It
flew up.
was terrible.
I was thinking you were gonna say it ripped the wiring.
It
right
did
off.
that too.
Oh no way.
So I was dead on track, and practice ended early because of me.
things happen.
That was rough.
We all have things. But yeah, you know, well, that's
Hashtag drifting problems.
on a side note. That's one thing. Things happen in life. You just come back and rebound. Now look at it. Last time you drove Road Atlanta Grid Life, you were killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good time.
Oh my
Had a
god.
great time.
Yeah.
Grid life was the most best experience ever. When I got to ride in the car with him, it was holy bejesus, like balls out,
She did full track.
Oh yeah.
full track, like as much as I could. It was the most, besides driving, it's the most exhilarating experience ever.
Road Atlanta was a pretty awesome track, and you.
That
Them little back S's.
Road
Those
Atlanta
seem pretty
is
fun.
amazing. And VIR is really freaking cool
Yeah,
too.
I can't wait to get to VIR.
Riley,
What you barking at?
I can't wait to get back to VIR because it's been so long, and it is a really good track as well. And the
It's
cool thing is that
beautiful.
there's an inner track that they use for drifting, and an outer track that they do open road course races and things like that on. So 7:00 in the morning, you're woken up by
Yeah.
by
beast
racing.
mode race cars.
Yeah, that's what
Going
one
around
thing
the outer
Yes.
track.
with the Grid Life. And the last time I was at VIR, it was like being a car person, getting woken. Like everybody hates the alarm clock, beep 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 beep. But when you wake up to
Racing.
Yeah.
you're like, you wake up and you're like, man, this is
Gotta
gonna be a good day. Yeah. It's gonna be a good day. You just wake up, you smell that race fuel, and you're like, oh man.
Like you hear it, you smell it, and it's like holy.
There's no hard getting out of bed at this point. You're like, hell yeah, this is gonna be a good day.
Exactly.
It's
you know?
it's honestly it's an amazing couple days. However many days you spend on the track, it's amazing.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of nervous. To
We're
drive
bringing the
track,
camper. Like we're good to go. We're gonna have our. Oh, you know what? At Hyperfest, they're doing like campsite like competitions. Like
What?
yes, like you decorate your campsite or like you have competitions against other people, and that's what we're gonna have.
It's like themed campsites.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have neons for your cars? For your car? Do you have any neons or anything? Merry Christmas! I'm about to hook you up.
Oh, that's right. You got a deal on it.
Yeah. Walmart
Closed
Really?
out Walmart on the neon section.
half price car neons. Well, actually, they were for a motorcycle, but it comes with 8 strips,
Oh really?
so it's pretty good. That way, see, I was excited about it because I have neons, but then I was really excited because I'm like, ooh, I'll have interior light. I can see what I'm doing in the dark now.
Yeah, that too.
You know. So yeah, VIR Hyperfest. That's going to be a good time. You know, if any of you guys listening out there are coming to check that out, come to the booth and say what's up to Marshall and I. You know, and just
And buy some
shoot the dice
merchandise.
with us.
We'd love
you know?
to see y'all in a different environment than Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah,
we love
definitely.
seeing everybody all the time in Myrtle Beach, but to venture out somewhere and for y'all to come by and say hello to us, it
Yeah.
certainly would mean a lot.
And I feel like when we're doing events at the track, our local track at Myrtle Beach Speedway, we're really super preoccupied with things, you know, and like I know there's times people will say, "Hey, what's up?" and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" and then they'll be like, "Oh man."
But there's an emergency.
yeah,
so you
and I'm
gotta
like,
get
I gotta
to
go.
something
Yeah, I'm
else.
like, hey man,
You
I
don't
gotta
have
do
time
this
to
real
talk.
quick. Yeah. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of the same as being a driver,
Yeah.
but it's a little more intense because instead of being a driver and worrying about yourself and getting on the track, you're worried about everybody and everything. So you're making sure that everything is going in the pattern that it needs to go and the flow and all that. So it'll be fun to drive. Like I said, I'm nervous to
Yeah.
drive.
Be good
the track
to,
'cause I never run it
outside
before,
of being
but-
on track and all that kind of stuff. You know, we'll have time to talk to people. You know. So
Yeah. So that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be a good time. Is just being able to kind of relax and drive, and you know the way that the format is on it. You know I guess the schedule of events is, you know, there's plenty of time to where, you know, and especially too because Marshall's going to be driving. Well, you're going to be doing Group A,
Group A.
and I'll be doing Group B.
yeah.
So that way we're always going to have time to chill, and then whenever the pros are out there, whenever they have the pro sessions, then Marshall and I can both hang out together and kind of, I'm going to ask this guy for a lot of advice because, like I said, I've never driven a road course before. The only places I've ever driven is Piedmont and Myrtle Beach Speedway. So that's the only things I've ever done. Go-karts, I've driven a road course before, but never really did anything car-wise. So I'm kind of nervous. I hope the little KAT that could has enough power. I think with my gear set, I think I'll be all right. I may have a little bit short gears with a 4.9 in the rear, but I think at least I can get top of third, fourth gear.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe fourth in the
run fourth and then
section.
Downhill section, downshift in the third. That's still pretty good. So try to do that. I was thinking about going to a hydro e-brake, but I think I'm just going to keep it stock cable for now because I had a hydro and I sold it because I didn't want to go through all the process of getting all the lines and crap going. Because what I was originally going to do was I was just going to tee into the rear brake lines. But a lot of people were like, oh, well, if you're trying to left foot brake and you grab the e-brake, it's going to drop the pedal and all that.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's just with anything else, though. You just adjust for that pressure drop. But I guess once you get to higher levels of competition, it really makes a difference because you don't want to have that pedal drop to where your foot goes and then you're applying pressure. And then next thing you know, your left foot brake and your front wheels lock up. It's like your drops pressure, you got that pressure on the pedal, let go of the e-brake, bam. All the pressure goes to your front wheels and you over rotate, so.
Personally, I drifted a car that wasn't mine. Somebody let me drive their car and it had an inline hydro brake. And when I drifted it, I honestly really did not like it.
No?
I knew it wasn't
just for me. Just for that pedal feel?
Yeah, out of 1 or 2 runs. Really? I knew I didn't like it. And so I knew whenever I was going to get rid of my cable brake, that inline wasn't going to work for me and it had to be
a secondary dual caliper,
which I've done mine in such a way that it's not quite as cost expensive. So I need to show you about that.
All right. So when you guys see us at Hyperfest, just come up and say what's up, and then we'll kind of let you guys know what we got going on. Hope to see a lot of familiar faces, but in reality, we hope to see a lot more new faces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the regulars, we love all y'all. We appreciate you coming to all of our events, and we'd love to see you at Hyperfest when we're going to be there having a good time, selling some t-shirts, and you'll see our new tent, with our logos on it and all
definitely.
that stuff, And I'm sure we'll have at least a car in the booth, if not our race cars potentially. So
true that.
Love to see all of y'all there.
And with that, Hyperfest. Grid Life South is shut down this year. They're not doing Grid Life South anymore ever. They shut that down. So I personally feel like Hyperfest is going to be the new Grid Life type atmosphere. So I hope to see that. So for those of y'all that used to go to Grid Life, why don't you guys make the trip up to Hyperfest and kind of hang out and see what it is? Because not only are we going to promote ourselves, but we want to promote the event itself as well. So with promoting Myrtle Beach Drift, we want to promote Hyperfest because we're going there and we're all about everybody, having a good time in safe drift environments.
That's right. And it's also the drift portion is run by our sanctioning body, which is
USDRIFT. Yes, most definitely. So we'll see our buddy Brian Eggert there.
That's right.
Wonder we'll probably see Edgar there. Maybe if he comes down from Indy, see him. So, and if I don't know. Did you see the new flyer for the Street Legal Series?
Yeah,
that was pretty rad. Cool. Yeah, I like that. That was pretty cool.
That 8.6 on it.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, that's the best flyer ever."
Yeah.
I personally think that the flyer when Shaky was hitting the wall and it zoomed in on his face, and then it had the guy in the background. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was
pretty
good
too.
Yeah, that was funny. Being at Hyperfest, come out, check us out. We'll have some goodies and stuff like that.
I'm sure we'll have some giveaways and we'll have plenty of vinyl and all that stuff.
Yeah, do some giveaways. You guys can, check out the cars, check out other cars and see what's up and just kind of, pick our brains or see what's up and see some videos. And
it's our time to have fun and hang out and talk to y'all.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm gonna have a beverage or two, Yeah. Like my parents are going to come up for Saturday, so
like Grid Life, it's a party weekend, so we're going to have a good time
because it is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Woo!
Sunday.
It's gonna be a
All
good
right,
time.
so we appreciate all y'all tuning in. I think we're going to sign off for now for this particular first episode. We appreciate everyone who has listened, and if you could give us a like and a share, we certainly would appreciate that. Help us promote MB Drift and get the word out about what kind of fun things we're doing.
Yep, on Facebook at Myrtle Beach Drift Series, and then we got on Instagram at MB Drift Series. So if you check us out, and then we do live videos also, but you know, I think the podcasts are a little more in-depth.
Podcasts
You
are
get,
good,
you get to
man.
hear us ramble and talk about a little more on-topic stuff, because live videos just make it short and sweet, get the information across. Here we can have a little
Right.
more flexibility, so
Certainly, we'll be doing both.
yeah, most definitely. So just want to give a shout out to everybody and want to support everybody that supports us and having a good time and partying on and driving like maniacs, you know?
And next up, the smoke show, right?
Yeah, smoke show.
Round one competition.
Round one comp. Get
It'll
your cards
either
ready.
be April 18th or May 2nd.
Yep. Hopefully it'll be April 18th.
It's either
I'm ready to get that
420
too.
or Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yep. So, yeah, most definitely. I didn't even think about that, Christy. May 2nd.
Hey, I'm on events. I got this.
Smoke show
Are we
makes
go-
even more sense, huh?
I know. So we're going to have the smoke show and it's Cinco de Mayo, so we'll be drinking Corona.
Ah, well, I mean,
Is that appropriate?
tequila
That's not
or
taboo.
Corona?
Yeah. Don't want to bring back any bad omens.
But anyway, thank you all for listening, tuning in. Zach and Marshall from Myrtle Beach Drift signing off. Woo! See you next time.
Yeah.